Mamma mia! Mamma mia!
Huh? Nope. Nope.
Mamma mia!
This is Jason from Retro Gaming Asylum. Welcome to Game Masters.
Shilo, you see what that guy's doing right over there?
Hey!
And if you guys don't know what Artemat is, I need to tell you right now because it's really cool.
They're based in Salem, Winston, North Carolina. And what they do is they're headed up by a guy, his name is Clark, and he used to work for Big Tobacco as a graphic designer. And if you are into graphic design at all, you'll know that cigarettes have the absolute most beautiful packaging, probably next to alcohol. And they're the two poisons that are in the most beautiful packaging that you can buy.
True. It's truth.
They're beautifully packaged poison. For anybody that...
Yeah, sorry guys to start the show on a sad note, but I found out yesterday that the owner of New Wave Toys, Shilo Prychak, as you saw in that little tribute montage, passed away. He passed away of a heart attack in his sleep, and he was a great guy, and he was visiting family at Christmas time. And went to bed, brandy, and he never woke up 2 days after Christmas. So our thoughts go out to his family and all those that know him. I know Brandy and I, back in 2023, when we were at CGC,
Yeah.
they were there, and we got to speak to them, and they're just awesome people. Like my kids, they gave them little miniature arcades. If you don't know what New Wave Toys does, okay, I'm going to show you here in a second. You guys can see this is my New Wave Toys Cubert machine. These are pretty accurate, screen accurate. The knocker in there on the Cubert, and this is the one I got signed by Warren Davis. I emailed Shilo and I was like, "Hey, you guys have been sending me some review units. Do you have any more of the Cuberts?" And I said, "I'm going to be seeing Warren Davis." And he was like, "Oh, yeah, Steven, we'll send you one out. No problem. Appreciate your videos." And Shilo sent it out and got it signed by Warren Davis. But as you guys saw some of the clips with Glenn from Glenn's Retro Show, at that CGC, Brandy, I was one that broke the news of the partnership between New Wave Toys.
That's right. I remember that.
And we did that live stream. That's where that clip came from. You guys
Yeah.
can watch it on the channel. But Shilo was really awesome. He was awesome like kids. He came up to me and he said, at the end of it, he's like, "Man, you did a lot of work for us, with this." He says, "What can I do for you?" And I was just like, "Hey, you don't owe me nothing." He's like, No, I want to give you something." And I said to him, "Hey, how about just why don't you give the kids the arcade?" Since I saw him giving them out to the other influencers for reviews. He's like, "Yeah, tell them to come over and pick out whatever they wanted." And so they went over and picked out the games that they wanted and whatnot. So it's a shock that we just found out now. I know they kept it really quiet. The funeral service was online too. I managed to find that. But he passed away 2 days after Christmas. So I was.
Wow.
And then I emailed New Wave Toys, and the official statement is they will be coming out with an official statement as to what is happening with the business. If the business is going to keep going, what's going to happen with pre-orders if you've already pre-ordered some of the games. I'm sure there's a lot right now going on that of things that have to go down the line when a CEO or an owner passes, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And you remember he was a real tall guy, man. He was probably like 6'7",
Yeah.
6'8", real tall guy, and it's just a shame because, like I said, you just don't know. I had a talk with Brandy this week, and she was like, "No, you're not going to quit again." And I was like, No. It just, we put so much emphasis on video games, and it's stuff that's supposed to take the stress of the day away from us. It's supposed to, help us, deal with stress and stuff. And we're going to blame YouTubers for everything. We're going to, get YouTubers, this YouTuber's after this YouTuber, and this guy doesn't like this guy, and this guy's jealous of that guy. And it's like, and then you got things like this that really put things into perspective where, he passes away, a great guy. And, that happened. So I knew him very well for the last couple of years. They sent out a really nice card and flowers to my wife when she gave birth to Sophia. recently, and they asked if they could use the photo that I had with Sophia playing with the little arcade in the front. Shilo reached out. That's the type of guy he was.
Yeah.
Real great guy. Like, I wished we could have had him at CGC again, but that was 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I was glad I had the privilege of actually meeting him in person, and he signed my shirt, so I'll forever have that shirt in the back that he had signed along with a lot of the other people that were there.
Nice.
And that's why I do that, Brandy. That's why I get things like that signed, and not because I think they're going to be worth anything, but to basically as a memento, right?
Yeah, those memories. You want to, like, show that whole experience of, you're always going to remember what happened when you were there, when he was, being interviewed with the kids. Like, it's just, you're always going to remember that, and it's nice that you get to see that, like, little reminder, that signed T-shirt, where you get to see all of your buddies, the pictures that go along with it, if you just put those with it as well.
Yep.
Like, it's just nice. You get to think back. It's that kind of means more, I feel like, than a lot of the other stuff. It's those memories.
No, absolutely. And, we talked about that in previous episodes about what do we like most about conventions and that, and it's being around other YouTubers, being around other friends, being around those people. And you just don't realize it. You don't realize it that this could be the last time that you're seeing that person. This is a prime example of it, right?
Yep. And we've had a lot of that, in the past, just like 12 months or so. Like, it's just, life is too short. I think that's, like a great little segue into tonight's topic too. You're going to hear a lot of people say that gaming is supposed to be like a separation. It's supposed to be that thing where, it takes us away from the harsh realities of the world and all of that, so that's, you're going to hear that a little bit tonight.
No, yeah, absolutely. And we're not doing this show tonight about blame the YouTubers to basically light a fire or
are we?
Well, maybe we are. Maybe we're doing something to kind of. I think we're cultivating a conversation, right? Well, maybe you've got different motives, but
yeah, whatever you thought I was gonna say, think the opposite. Here we go. We're in for it tonight. Let's go. Not holding back.
Well, we actually had two viewers send us clips in that we're going to get to in a little while. We're going to keep this to an hour tonight. We're going to try to get you guys in and get you out. So we'll keep you wanting more, keep you coming back. And the topic at hand is blame the YouTubers. How many times have we heard and said that, right? How many times have you heard and said, blame the YouTubers, it's their fault. If prices go up, Brandy, on retro games, it's the YouTubers' fault. If the prices go down, it's the market. It's never the YouTubers' fault. It's the market. So anything good that happens, it's the market. If anything bad happens, it's the YouTubers' fault. So a certain game goes up in price, it's the YouTubers' fault. Is there any truth to that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm already getting called out in the chat.
Oh, for
here.
the bobbleheads. I know. I'll make sure to bring that up so it's right there for you.
The bobbleheads might have went up because of me. No. So I can see that to an extent. So there are certain times where, all right, for instance, what about the Silent Hill like game where you had with Winnie the Pooh, you had Piglet's, what was it, Piglet's Adventure or whatever that was?
Oh,
that
yeah. What was that?
and PS2 game that shot up. That was like
Why?
a game they couldn't, because some YouTuber content creator compared it to Silent Hill in a way. There were some spooky elements or something. And next thing you know, because that went viral, same thing with Corey in the House. That meme that went viral about that DS game or 3D, whatever it is, it's Corey in the House. It's one of the top rated video games out there. So because of that, that game skyrocketed. People wanted it. They saw the meme. They saw the exposure of it. Next thing you know, those games are listed for $200 and people are buying them. Why? It was like a couple dollar game before that, or a game that wasn't really selling, and now it's a desirable game. And because it was mentioned by some content creators, now it has some value to it.
Do you think? I'm just going to throw this out there because I don't agree, and I don't disagree that content creators could be causing the problem, and I'll tell you why I think that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the content creator directly affects the price. I don't think that if they do a video on it, it immediately, it goes up in price. What I think could happen, depending on the audience of said content creator, let's put that into perspective, and how many small content creators pick this up.
Mm-hmm.
But let's say you and we started doing a video on Resident Evil Code Veronica for Dreamcast. I'm just going to say that because that's just a recent game that I picked up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're not directly influencing it, but if we're telling our audience, look, you got to go pick this up, you got to go revisit it, it's going to be a great game, and we've got resellers and we've got game owners of stores in here, what do you think they're going to do? What do you think they're going to do? They're going to go out and they're going to start stocking their shelves because they're going to be like, well, this is an easy sale. These guys are going to go out. And then what's going to happen is it's going to create a demand.
Yep.
Then what happens is anytime there's demand, price goes up because it's harder to find. Mm-hmm. So what the game stores, the mom and pops, this is called being in tune with the industry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They're watching what the hot games are. Look at Guitar Hero. That tanked for so long. As soon as COVID came around and people knew that they could get it cheap, they went out and bought it.
Yep.
Right? Well, then the demand came back. Everybody wanted to play it. So the game stores bought them up. They got them from your Goodwills and stuff and jacked the price up. Supply and demand. It's how it is with anything. Doesn't matter if it's a certain washer, a certain, refrigerator. It's supply and demand. Could a content creator help promote it? Yeah, maybe. But I don't think there's that much pull on even a guy like Metal Jesus, right?
Yeah, so some of these comments, we like them, keep coming in because I have a couple points coming up. So you think about it. There was a time when video games weren't that expensive. There was a time where we had so many YouTubers on talking about these video games, and they didn't directly affect the overall scheme of collecting. Now, I understand that Hidden Gems videos, because I've been a part of that too. I've watched a Hidden Gem video. I go to order the Wii game, and I hurried up and I snagged it for like $20, and then I checked the next day, and it was a couple $100s. I have seen that stuff personally happen, but I think in the grand scheme of things, what people are talking about, YouTubers have definitely increased the amount of people thinking they're going to go out and become a reseller and make tons of money.
Oh, no, I agree with Kevin on that. 100%.
I do.
100%.
I don't think necessarily gaming YouTubers have impacted it, but I think reselling YouTubers have definitely impacted it.
That's the comment of the night. 100%.
That right there. I think that's it and I was going to bring this up. I was waiting for someone to. Because there's always been gaming YouTubers around. People streaming, people playing games, having that interest. Even people like Metal Jesus who have, what, does he have 1 million yet? Almost 1 million?
I couldn't tell you.
Subscribers.
No.
Having that many people, you would think that every game he talks about would be worth money. Every game that's shown in his videos would be worth money. But I think a lot of it derives from the reselling YouTubers and content creators. Because people respond to money and they want to make money. They want to be just like them. Now they're going out to the thrift stores. Now they're going out to pawn shops. Now they're at your yard sales that you're trying to go to.
Yep.
And you go out there at 8 o'clock when they open and someone came at 7:30 and bought everything. So that's where the demand is, the supply and demand. That's it right there. All right. That's all. See you guys next week.
No, but that's 100% true. Especially when you're, like you said, like I remember going out to, and I'm sure Kevin, since he owns a game store, he could attest to this. going out to like a Goodwill and you finding really good games before Goodwill caught on. Salvation Armies, pawn shops, all these places. I remember back in 2017, 2018, Brandy, it was a lot easier. I could find gem after gem. Like I wanted to be there every couple days because gems were coming in. Like you were finding, turbo expresses. You were finding, you were finding the Nomad. You were finding a bunch of different things that you don't normally see, right? But I definitely think there's been a big swing in the YouTube space with resellers making it look easy. They make it look easy that, you go out and find all these expensive games. You too can start your own reselling business or starting your own gaming store and this and that. It's got it. I mean, Kevin's got himself. I think he said he was in business for like 25 years or something. So he's got it to the point where he's not going out to these, pawn shops and all these other places trying to find games. He's got the point where he gets a steady flow of trade-ins, gets, steady outflow. But some of these guys just starting out, like even Retro Rick's getting a steady flow back in. But you remember in the beginning, he was going out to all these different places, right, to try to find. And you still even see him a little bit do that, buying action figures at different toy places he does videos in. So I just think that people think that, okay, if we did a video, we got Dr. Scott, you, me, and let's go with let's go with Destination Switch in the chat room, and let's see. I thought I saw him in here. Let me see. Let me go back in here. Yeah, Mystically. Let's all five of us do a video on, I don't know, the Magic Kingdom for what is it, PS2. That game is not going to go up by us doing a video.
Yeah, because I'm speaking my own personal, because I get these comments all the time. Someone will comment on my video and be like, "You are the reason why games are so expensive." And I'm like, I'm sorry that my 200 views impacted so significantly. Right. And I'm the sole reason why. I mean, I know some of my videos get more, but a lot of the ones where they say I'm the reason why, it's like a video that doesn't have like any views. And I'm like, yes, I am the sole blame of it. But it's like you said, back in the day, like what, 2018 or whenever it was, like
about
well before the pandemic, even before that, when I started collecting, I just remember going out and people were like practically giving things away. Like I could literally take a few $100s and I could buy like a Virtual Boy, a Vectrex, a this, a that, and like all this stuff that no one wanted at the time. And that's what I did. That's how I built a lot of my collection, was early on. I just went crazy, still am, and I just went out there and I was like, what can I buy? I didn't even know about the stuff. I was just buying anything and everything. And that's kind of what happened.
Well, we were at Pittsburgh. I'm going to name drop the convention. We were at Pittsburgh last year, and there was a Nintendo rep that was there. Destination Switch. He remembers this because he's the one that came back to us. He was like, yo, they brought a bunch of Nintendo hats out for Switch 2 and stickers and all the stuff. He's like, get over there before the grimy resellers get them. And when you know it, as soon as we got them, we started getting over there. All, like the creators, we were getting our, stuff. I had my kids going over. They were getting stickers and patches and all the stuff. Man, those resellers, you could swear, even the guys that are vending there, like it's almost like they could smell it. Yeah. Free stuff and you know what immediately they did? They put it on sale as soon as they went back to their booth. They took the Nintendo Switch hats and put $40 on them.
I really have seen people do that. So.
I watched them do it. I stood there and watched a dude do that. I watched him go over and get a few hats and then take them back and put them for sale.
Yeah, there was a certain convention that I went out to. And a lot of the stuff gets bought, sold, traded before the general public even comes in. We've all seen videos, we've all experienced that. And I literally one time, the convention was like, I think the doors are about to open, or maybe VIP was already in. And I asked if I could buy something, and the guy was like, no. And I was like, but there's like VIPs and stuff in here already. Like what? And he was like, I don't sell YouTubers, and he doesn't sell like early on or something, because what he literally saw was someone came over to his table, bought half of his table up, and put it right on their table across the way and marked it up and sold it. And the guy literally saw that happen. So like he doesn't sell early, he doesn't sell to YouTubers. He wants it to go to like regular people. And I mean, I guess good for him, because I wouldn't want to see that either. I wouldn't want to be selling, this bottle of water for $1 and a whole bunch of them, and then someone come and buy them all up and sell them for $3. Because I could have marked it for $3, and that's like a slap in your face, especially at the same convention. That guy, like he cut everything down for the general public, and then some reseller or someone came over and just did that.
I like to think of us on YouTube.
The guy in the corner.
Yeah, the guy in the corner. Stephanie.
She knows who I'm talking about. She's paying attention because she's texting me and saying, calling me out on things. Mm-hmm.
But seriously though, I don't look at us as YouTubers as anything but an independent journalist. Right? We're telling the news. We're talking about things that we like. We're talking about things maybe to keep an eye on if you're a collector. Like we're appeasing different audiences, right? So I guess that's where the notion comes that it's a YouTuber's fault when something like this happens. And I don't want to say it can't happen with smaller YouTubers, because you could get something to go viral, right, Brandy? Something could just go viral. But somebody said something back here in the chat room. I forget who said it, but somebody said about price charting.
Yep.
I believe price charting is another problem, because resellers and whatnot used to go off of price charting. Now they go off of eBay sold, but depending on how long and how many of those items go and how quickly they sell, the price goes up. Therefore, the price goes up on price charting. So I don't feel like we have an accurate value system for video games in general, if you ask me. A video game is only as valuable as the person that's willing to pay for it.
And okay, that's a great point right there. If people are so mad that video games are up in price, why are people still buying them at these expensive prices?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
If you keep buying these items at these expensive prices, the price will stay up. If someone knows they can get $5 for something that should be $1, they're going to sell it for $5 all day long if you keep buying it.
That's what I'm saying. So instead of blaming the YouTuber or blaming somebody else that the prices are going up, why don't you look in the mirror?
Uh-huh.
And I'm not saying anybody here does that, because y'all are here. You all have been supporting us. But why are you paying these exorbitant prices and then complaining on social media that they cost so much? Why?
Yep.
Are you going to do that, Brandy?
I mean, I always try to find a deal personally. I'm constantly looking for a lower priced item. I'm searching on Facebook Marketplace. I'm searching on eBay, sold. I don't always go off of price charting, because I notice there is like a couple dollar difference. And if something is overpriced by a few dollars, I still don't even want to buy it, because I want to feel like I got a deal. I don't know if I'm like cheap or what, but it's just, I don't want to pay full market price for a lot of items. And if I did, I wouldn't have the collection that I have. I would be broke, and I would not have, I wouldn't have anything filled in my bathtub, for storage. I wouldn't have anything in there if I paid full price for everything. So I'm always trying to find a deal.
So here's the other thing. Okay. My biggest pet peeve, let me read this comment. I'll get to that in a second. My biggest pet peeve. This is Retro AF. He says, I remember someone bragging about spending $15,000 on a copy of Panzer Dragoon Sega. They didn't care about anything but how expensive the game was. See, that's the wrong mentality for collecting. Now, my pet peeve, Brandy, we go in, and we're going to use Kevin's store as an example, just because he's in the
here we
chat
go.
room. No, it's not bad. It's not bad.
Uh-huh.
Kevin has a business. He has a game up there that says that we want to pick up. It's $15. I don't know, fill in the blank. Super Mario Bros. 3 for NES. Probably like a $15 to $20 game. Okay. The standard set, we go in and we buy it. Maybe we try to haggle a little bit. Kevin might think back and go, I bought it in a lot. Maybe I only paid 50 cents for it. So, all right, well, I'll give it to them for $12 if that's what they want. Okay. So then after a while, we get bored of the game. Maybe we're not collecting. Maybe we are. Maybe I'm not collecting. Maybe you're collecting. Then I decide, I got to get rid of this. There's too much stuff in my bathtub. I got to get rid of this stuff.
Yeah.
And I go to sell it. And I go back to Kevin. Kevin says, well, I really have a lot of Super Mario Bros. 3, but I'll give you $2 for it. You, the collector, you know better. You're gonna try to get as much, and he's gonna give you maybe 30 to 40% of said value off a price charting.
Mm-hmm.
Why are the resellers / stores not paying almost value? Because they're not going to make a profit.
Yeah, because if you follow any of the resellers, they straight up tell you what's sitting, what doesn't sell very well. No offense to some of our Sega lovers in here, but a lot of the Sega stuff, constantly, the reselling YouTubers, they literally say that stuff sits and sits and sits. And they can't pay up for some of that stuff because there's more Nintendo fanboys out there who are going to be, paying up for Nintendo stuff versus Sega. And I mean, that sucks because a lot of Sega stuff is cool. And you would think that would hold its value to the right people, but a lot of stuff does end up sitting. And if you watch any of those reselling channels, they literally tell you too when they get like new games. And the second that they're marked down, they already lost money before they even sell one. Like there's so much in that. So I understand why people can't offer the top value. But at the same time, with the way technology and everything is, why are people selling to some of these people for 30%? For their whole collection, they're taking a huge loss. Just because of the convenience factor.
It's worse at pawn shops. It's worse at pawn shops, Brandy. It's like 10 to 15% of the value.
It's like people take advantage of people who are in a tough situation who need that quick money. And there's so many people that do it.
That gets me on another tangent that I had this week, but it kind of goes along with this. You buy a house, Brandy, and you pay tax on it, right? Property tax.
Yep.
Now you sell that house to me. Now I got to pay property tax on a house that you've already paid property tax. Not only property tax, but I have to pay sales tax on a house that you already paid sales tax on. How does that work?
Yep.
So again, we're going back to the same thing here. Now, Kevin said he calls it the boomerang. Well, that's fine. I get it. But at the end of the day, like, and I'm saying it because this is a business. You have a choice whether to sell it to Kevin or walk out the door. That's not what I'm not calling Kevin out here. My point is, if you have a problem with the pricing that you're for a game, or that the store is giving you for your game, why are you selling it or buying it? Walk out the door. Do you want the prices to go down? That's how you do it. You stop buying them and you stop selling them.
Yep, but that FOMO that we all talked about, everyone wants something, and everyone on YouTube, a lot of people are keeping up with the Joneses. People are like that in real life too. Your neighbor buys a new car, you want a new car. Your neighbor has this, you want that. Your family goes on a trip, you want to go on a trip. People on YouTube buy this game, you want to buy this game. I mean, it's just the way of life. We're all human. We all do this. We're all partial to blame, but I don't think all the blame comes solely just on YouTubers. It's way more than that.
Yeah, no, it's not YouTubers, and that's what we're trying to show here with this. And I know nobody in here has ever blamed us for for any of the issues.
People blame me all the time in my comments. What are you talking about?
Well, yeah, I mean in comments. I'm talking about here in the chat room. We haven't had that.
Oh, okay, good. I was gonna say.
But I see videos all the time. I see videos all the time of YouTubers calling out other YouTubers, and rightfully so. If they feel the need to call out another YouTuber because they feel like they were disingenuous, I think you should. You know,
Yeah.
no, let's call spade a spade here. Okay.
Mhm.
Would you call out a politician that's lying?
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone should. There are some times I've wanted to call out people, but I was told I probably shouldn't get involved.
Well,
You know.
I have a mixed reaction to that because some people take it different. You have cult leaders as YouTubers,
Mhm.
right? Where the audience, they can do no wrong and the audience will stick by them. But I think a good YouTuber with a good community,
Mhm.
you can call out, not necessarily calling out the person because they might not understand what they're doing,
Yeah.
but call out the issue, what's happening, what's going on. I can't see, like, I don't want to be one of those people that are disingenuous to the community. Like, that's why we talk about, like, I paid this or I paid that, or unless
Yep.
the store says, please don't mention how much you paid for it because maybe they gave me a really good deal.
Mhm.
In which case I can't, like, I don't go into a store and say, hey, give me a deal. I'm a YouTuber.
Yeah, I've
watched,
never.
we've watched YouTubers do this at shows, at conventions. Okay. It happens, folks. We're not joking around. There are people that'll become a YouTuber just so they can get deals on stuff,
Mhm.
not because they want to be a content creator.
It's a different thing. Like, if you're out there and you just expect it, and it's like, it's never expected. But if someone does say, "Oh, I love your content. I know you're gonna appreciate this. Here's $5 off," it's never expected. But I'm like, "Oh wow, that is so nice. Like, you really didn't have to do that, type of thing." And then I treasure that item, and it does not go in the bathtub because now that's a shelf piece. That's the difference. If someone, if I have a special memory or moment with something, it won't go in the bathtub. It has a little bit of a higher value than that.
Only a little bit higher value than that.
Maybe
What
a
is
lot.
a YouTuber? Rob's next guest. I don't know. It's a name, Rob, that they've given people that create content on YouTube. So we're therefore YouTubers. I don't like influencer. I really hate that word.
I think we're all content creators because,
I like that word.
I don't only put stuff on YouTube. I put stuff on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, and that's probably all for now. And then I post pictures and stuff everywhere else. But I'm not just a YouTuber.
No,
like
and I don't just stay in the
creator.
gaming space. I have my outdoor channel.
Yeah.
That I create content for on all the social platforms, just like the gaming stuff. So, but I do it because I love doing it. It's the fun of doing it. If you guys, we'll pull up the chats. That doesn't mean we necessarily think the same way about this particular person, but you're free to say whatever you want about whomever you want and call them out or say. That doesn't mean we agree with it, but that's the freedom in our chat room that we allow. So I've seen people blame Metal Jesus or others, and I'm thinking he might have affected his local stores. I agree with that. It could very well because they probably watch his stuff. Or maybe his 1 million followers, but he is not big enough to impact price trading. 1,000% agree with that, Tim. 1,000%. That was my point earlier. Let me see here. He doesn't even use the word content creator as a term personally. What do you guys call it then? If you don't call content creator a YouTuber, what do you guys call it? Like when you say to somebody, hey, I'm going to watch my favorite YouTuber show tonight on YouTube, what do you say? Or I'm going to go watch Brandy and Steve on the Game Masters tonight? Like what? Like I'm curious. You guys got me curious now, Brandy.
I know. What do you call? Because I usually just say I'm gonna go watch my friends.
That's
video.
what I say. I'm like, oh, I think Rob's on tonight. I'm going to go watch
video.
Rob. Yeah.
Whether I've met you one time in real life, whether I've not, I just say I'm just going to go watch my friend's video. But people do group us into content creator or YouTuber or.
But that's because conventions do that. They list you as a content creator or a YouTuber, so therefore
or
we just adopt it.
They do like influencer or something.
Influencer, yeah.
I've seen that too. like
So-
social media.
So Tim is saying that he
influencer.
calls us YouTube. They do call us YouTubers.
Okay.
Or a cool show on YouTube. Okay.
Oh, well, that's nice.
All right, that's different. There's no wrong or I'm just curious. That's all. It's just a curiosity thing. Brandy is my
that's-
Maryland peeps.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Or an artist. Well, there you go. That's some. Would gaming expo and conventions
Right
be
here.
as big and as popular as they are without YouTubers? Well, Manny, if you talk to some conventions, they think they're all that in a bag of chips without YouTubers until they find out when they ban YouTubers or tell YouTubers not to come that they're not
Mhm.
bringing them as a guest and they can't get any foot traffic. But that's another rant for another day.
Yeah, because just to quickly go off of that, obviously you're gonna have bad things with YouTubers and good things with YouTubers.
Correct.
And when you're a showrunner or store or anything, it's kind of like free advertising. Unless you're like paying for them to come out, then obviously there is a trade-off. And what I like about conventions and having YouTubers is that when I'm looking to go to a different event, I go back to YouTube or somewhere and I look up that convention and I see old footage. So not only are you getting them for that year, it's like you're getting that video just in existence for every year to come. And that's like extra advertising because there's some conventions that around that time every year, I get a spike in the views. Like I'll get like a couple thousand more views from a certain convention because they're looking up videos from the previous years to decide if they want to come out that year. So it is very important to maintain those relationships, whether they're friendships or they're working relationships, because they can, help. And as much good and bad come with it, I think there is a lot more positivity.
Yeah, I agree with that. And somebody in the chat room up above, they said about he does think that Metal Jesus Rocks does influence price charting to an extent. Let me pull that comment back up. Retro AF, he says I disagree. Metal Jesus Rocks is big enough to influence the price on harder to find games. That doesn't mean there is any malicious intent. I agree with that. No, there's never malicious intent. A lot of times it's just to educate people. Like, hey, did you know this game existed? Yep. I never took his stuff as that. It's just part of being popular while talking about limited supply. Okay, so you think Metal Jesus Rocks has a big enough following? Let's talk about this for a second. Nothing against Metal Jesus Rocks. Nothing against any large content creator. But let's talk about this. No, let's talk about this for a second. Brandy, you have you're just shy of 20,000 subscribers.
I have been trying. I don't know what it is. I just need let's see.
Okay, but you're almost to 20,000 because this will make it easy enough to do some
32 more.
Okay,
32 more people.
On average. Now, I'm not talking about your good. When I'm not talking about videos that go viral and you get like 10,000 to 15,000 views. On average, what is your average view rate of your videos?
It could be around 1,000.
Okay, and then she's not inflating that. That's about what. Okay, so out of 20,000 subscribers.
Yeah, that's sad.
Okay, out of 20,000 subscribers, let's do the math here, folks.
It's supposed to be at least 40%. That is not 40%. I'm not doing something right, guys. I'm just gonna get rid of my YouTube channel and I'm gonna start over. Gone.
Well, so let's do the math here on this. Somebody that's really good in math. Okay, give me a percentage. What is that? 5%? 5% of her audience watches her videos.
Oh no.
Listen, this is not to dog on Brandy. I'm going to do the same thing with mine. Okay, What is it? 20%? 5%? I think it's 20%. I could be wrong. But I'm doing a quick math. So, now you look at Metal Jesus Rocks. Back in the day, he was probably the guy that everybody went to, but there's so many gaming YouTubers out there, gaming content creators that are out there. Let's say Metal Jesus Rocks has 1 million subscribers. Let's just say.
Yeah.
But Brandy, on average, maybe he's only getting 50,000 views on his video. Maybe 100,000.
Well, let's see. I'm curious.
Yeah,
now.
let's pull it up. Because that's where people don't get it. Like you could have Like I'm coming in on 12,000 subscribers. Now I'll average anywhere from 500 to 1,000 views on every video, which
he has 59,000, 32,000, 130,000, 52, 63, 72, 59, 25, 161, 33, 66, 50, 74, 33, 39. So it's between like late 30s to like 60s. Let's just say 50,000.
Okay.
It could be a little more.
Out of
but
almost
about
1 million subscribers. That tells me 20% of his audience, maybe less than that, might be like 16.5 to 17%, actually pay attention to what he's doing. A lot of times people subscribe to us, and everybody's all about subscribers. They subscribe to us, and then they forget that we are even existing, or maybe they don't log into YouTube for a while, or maybe they were, they watched one of our videos, subscribed, and never to return again. You can't base something like that off of and say somebody's changing the market based off of how many subscribers they have. And I'm not saying, Retro, you were saying that, so don't get me wrong. I'm just saying there's a lot of factors involved with it.
There's more to it than what people think. Like, technically, I think you are supposed to have... Now, this is before algorithms have changed and before shorts became into a picture. You wanted to be in a sweet spot of having, like I should have probably like 8,000 views if I had 20,000 followers. Or like 4,000 if I had 20. Like, you should be in that range. But when you enter in shorts are just little micro videos, clips of videos, and there's just so much behind the algorithm where people will subscribe to you, and there are channels that literally have 50,000 subscribers, but their long form videos get 10 views because people are there for the shorts. You have to do like a happy balance, and shorts can tank your channel for those long videos.
Yep.
So there's so much to look at when you look at that. So you can't even go off of someone's subscriber count. You really kind of have to look at some of their views.
That's why we're saying, again, we're not taking anything away from the work that Metal Jesus has done. I'm not saying that at all. She's not saying that.
No.
You have to look at the whole picture. And this is what a lot of, when you get into content creation, you're looking for sponsors. They want you to put together a media kit. They want you to put together, to let them know how many people are you reaching, how many impressions are you getting, how many subscribers do you have, what's your average views. Okay, if your subscriber count is low, we'll use my outdoor channel for this one. Okay, I think my outdoor channel, Brandy, on YouTube has 375 subscribers.
Yeah, I just looked it up the other day.
Okay. But what's my average view on my videos?
Your views are good. Some of those videos have thousands of views.
Some of my videos have even gotten, I had to hide them because YouTube was doing things with firearms. One of my firearms video, Brandy, had almost 300,000 views on that.
Wow.
On that, but I had to get rid of it because I hid it because YouTube was having a fit about it. But anyways, those views on those videos, like out of 375 subscribers, most of my views are coming from people that aren't subscribed. Now imagine if I had that. A lot of my views in my videos are like 10,000, 50. I get more views on my outdoor stuff than I get on my gaming stuff, to be quite honest.
That's crazy.
And the stuff that I do for the outdoor channel is not as highly produced as what I do here on the gaming channel. So my point is, when I contact the company, or a company contacts me in the outdoor world, and they're like, "Hey, we'd really like you to try our camo, or we'd really like to for you to try our binoculars, whatever it is." And I'm sitting there going, "Well, I only got 375 subscribers." That's what a normal person would say when they see that. Okay. They go, "Yeah, but your views are through the roof."
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's what you gotta look at, and watch time. Somebody could have 80, 100,000 subscribers, but they're getting like 45 seconds of watch time, Brandy. Like, That's nothing.
And that's another thing too. Like they say, like with shorts and other things, like within those first, it used to be like 7 seconds. Now I think it's like 3 seconds. It tells you, like in your videos, how many people swiped away. It tells you the retention. It tells you what's your top moment. Like when you start analyzing everything, and we're not knocking anyone. I know there's some
No.
comments about us getting blocked, but you know, we love all these people that you know that we talk about, and we've met all these people, and obviously definitely have helped influence in the time before, you know, content creation and all that. Really, when people were around, we're not knocking anyone. It's just it's also part of how all this social media stuff is. When you enter in TikTok and all these short form things, that definitely messed with some of the long form videos, and it messed with how content creators make their content. And you know, it's just kind of how it is. Things change, and people just have to shift and play around and see what works with all that.
And they say the average career of a YouTuber 10 years or 11 years before you start fizzling out, because new guys come in. And it's like my kids. My kids do not want to watch. My kids don't want to watch the retro stuff. They don't want to watch. You know, they sit there and watch Roblox and Minecraft and all the creators that are making stuff about that. They could care less about this. In fact, I was telling Brandy, no surprise here, but my kids are like, they're over the conventions. They're over the retro conventions. They're like, it's the same thing every year. It's a lot of work with no, you know, with nothing in return. So I'm working through that stuff right now. But
yeah,
you really have to look at things. Don't just look at subscriber count. Subscribers mean nothing in the grand scheme of things. The more and more I'm finding, because man, if I had the same amount of views and watch time that I have on my outdoor channel, Brandy, I'd be in pretty good shape. I think I'd have a nice community.
If more than just my GameStop videos took off, I'd be great too.
There you go. Well, so you're hitting a niche, right? You're hitting something that's, you know.
Oh man, I just talk about GameStop and I get all these views, and the videos get money, and I get 100 subscribers plus, and then here I am making a great video on something I really enjoy, and that's the one that doesn't do anything. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to figure out.
So Mr. Rightway says this is the time to try something new. Yeah, people search guns and outdoor stuff. It's the same market. Well, no, this is what I'm coming to understand.
Mm-hmm.
Most guys my age, that's what they're into. They're out there hunting, fishing, camping, outdoor things, shooting firearms. They're out there, you know, archery. There's a small percentage of us at my age that are playing video games. So we're trying to reach a demographic. To be fair, I'm trying to reach a demographic that is 0.00002% of the population. Mm-hmm. Where if I was 17 years old doing this and I was talking about Roblox and Minecraft and Fortnite, I'd blow up.
At the top.
I'd blow up just like you. You'd be the same way. But we're not. That ship has sailed, and that's what these young ones are looking at. They're looking at these guys, and they want to see the guy. They don't want to see a talk show like this. They want to see Ninja playing Fortnite, screaming and yelling at the game and how broke it is while he's playing it. My kid, that's what he does. He'll have a screen that he has 2 screens on his PC, as if his 34-inch curd is not enough. He has a 27-inch screen that's next to it, and it's just for YouTube videos while he's playing games. That's what he uses it for, to watch YouTube videos of the same game he's playing. He's watching somebody else play it. And my daughter will do the same thing.
And plus, I mean, when you talk about it too, like kids, it's like they're not going to think that their parents are cool. They're not going to be watching the stuff. I mean, Stephanie's up there commenting about her like attention span. I hear her swiping the videos, and then it'll be, and right here we have, or hey guys, it's literally me. My video just swipes right away. And like that's just how it goes. Like if you really don't get the attention, or you aren't in a certain marketing. Like there's way more.
Oh yeah,
to
plus he has it on his.
creation.
My wife put it in there. Plus he has it on his big TV. She's not wrong. He has it on two
Yep.
places. Sounds like
It's
this
just-
kids are spoiled. No. But Rob's got a good point here. Rob says, and most of America has lost its attention span. Everyone scrolls like zombies through shorts, and that's about all the average brain can process. And he's not wrong.
Yeah.
It's terrible. And I think this is why it's easier to blame other people than it is to just accept the fact that, hey, things have happened. All right, Brandy, let's see what our community has to say as we wind down the show here. Let's see what they have to say. Are you seeing the Facebook chats? We are not seeing the Facebook chats. That's kind of broken on this end, and the software company hasn't fixed it yet. So if you're on Facebook, you need to come over to YouTube so we can see it.
I'm trying to get over there now to see what we're talking about.
But Brandy's going to pull it up while you guys watch this. Let's take a look. Our first person is Mr. Ted Green. Take a look at this.
What are your thoughts?
That's a great question. That's a great question. Yeah.
We'd love to hear from you.
Hey there, this is Ted Adam Green, commenting on whether YouTubers are... And let's be honest, a lot of people are looking to blame anyone for anything. But no, I don't think we can blame YouTubers for the condition of the market. They reflect it. They certainly get the enthusiast involved. But as much as we like to think that we enthusiasts are very impactful, when it comes to the entire gaming market, we are a drop in the bucket. It is the casual gamer, most of whom don't even really watch YouTube videos, that really control the big ebb and flow of things. Period. Unfortunately. So no, as much as we'd like to blame the YouTubers, and some days we still do, it's not them. They couldn't make it go up, and they can't make it go down. Occasionally they can make one or two games become very hot or cold in the market. But beyond that, I just don't think so. But I will say this, I do appreciate the YouTubers like these two. They keep us very entertained, informed, and keep us thinking about something that is a welcome distraction in life. Because life can be a pain in the butt. And it's nice to have a distraction. So, thank y'all very much. I can't blame y'all for anything, but I will give you credit for making things a little better. Thanks, y'all.
Well, thank you so much, Ted Green, for the kind comments.
Yeah, it was way too nice. See?
Yeah. Well, and here the next one that we have is from a fellow YouTuber. Yes, I said it, a YouTuber who he'll actually be going live tonight in about 5 minutes. So you guys will be able to go over there and catch the show. We've got Stephen Lucas with the Crimey-Cade. Let's hear his thoughts.
Last week, the Rexa Show called out 10 content creators for ruining video gaming. They're focusing too much on DEI in gaming and not the games themselves. He believes they should stop the political talk and review the games, talk about gameplay, strategies, what makes it fun, you should buy this, blah, blah, blah. In a different time, that'd be ideal. Unfortunately, we're in an era where politics is encroaching everything, like roaches infesting a house. Our traditional escapes from the real world and its trauma isn't so much an escape anymore. Thanks to radical extremist hacks who desperately want to make the world conform to them because they can't get hired on a news channel as a talking head so they can lecture people on how being hypersensitive to their feelings and validate their life choices They implant their messaging into other forms of media. It's ruined entertainment, and some long-standing franchises have suffered permanent, irreversible damage, like Star Wars and Star Trek. Then they infest sports where political messaging is on uniforms and the field that not everyone agrees with. And that brings us to gaming. Parental fringe, which alas, we've seen some European government agencies participating in it as well, have now turned video games into glorified campaign commercials that you pay $50 to $100 a pop. So are content creators being chewed out for stepping up and trying to save what we enjoy from these deranged, miserable losers like Sweet Baby, aka Toxic Brat, who don't like gaming to begin with, shoving their ideology down our throats? I already have to do completely useless DEI training, push totalitarian, rich, fat cat, tight-wide socialist governor. You really think I want to endure that trash at home? Hell no! We want to know what we are getting before we plunk down money on a game, because nowadays publishers are wanting to get rid of physical media where we cannot turn around and sell it on Facebook Marketplace to recoup some of our money. Digital downloads, you can't resell those. They got your money, and you're stuck with a bad game with an offensive political message that you don't agree with. So many game studios have been shut down because gamers were educated on what they were pushing, and we voted with our wallets. These AAA titles lost millions. Thousands of gaming developers lost their jobs, and the console giants got the message that gamers weren't going to pay for DEI trash. And I haven't even touched game journalism, which has had a far bigger role in ruining gaming than the YouTubers. I might talk about this more tomorrow on the Crying podcast. Catch it on bit.ly/Crying or facebook.com/Crying. I'm the mad conservative crime fighter, Stephen Lucas.
Wow. Very, very passionate individual.
Yes.
So, as you guys know, we don't censor anybody. So anybody's opinions and views of another channel, of another creator, is not a reflection of us. Just because we play it doesn't mean we agree 100% with everything anybody or everybody says, just like the chat room saying, like they respectfully disagree with certain things. That's your right. And you're welcome to do that. But we're not going to censor you. If you're calling out people, we're going to play it because that's your opinion. That's not necessarily our opinion, right?
Yeah, we wanted to get, everything too. Like, I do understand some of the stuff that he's saying where gaming is supposed to be like our escape. I said this earlier. It's supposed to be like our escape from reality. Yeah. All the struggles and everything that goes on in our daily lives, we're supposed to see that. So I can understand why people get so passionate about things, because when the prices go up and you can't enjoy these things, and when things are interjected into stuff that you want to just enjoy and relax, I understand that. So,
yeah,
we just want to, anyone can send anything in, and we do appreciate, whatever videos and stuff that we get, because it helps us keep talking about this, keep this interest going with gaming, kind of relate it to different things. And we did say Wednesday night, but he's on
tomorrow night. Last week I forgot we were live Thursday. I totally missed it. Thank you for correcting us. Totally missed it because I had that meeting. So, see, that's why we're not doing that anymore. We're just going to push it to an hour later. We're going to go live at 9 p.m. on the Wednesday that I have the meeting instead of 8 p.m. So that way, we don't run into this problem. So,
yeah.
Guys, whether you agree with us, whether you disagree with us, that's okay. You have a right to do that. That's perfectly fine. Is there another controversial topic while we're rounding out the show that you would like us to talk about? Because let's face it, some of this stuff needs to be talked about, and we love the conversation that's in the chat room. If you guys are listening to the podcast right now and you're like, what are they talking about? We've got a whole chat room full of people in here that are giving their opinions on this. Some disagree, some agree, some think they're not sure, and that's fine. Brandy, that's why we do this. So what's another controversial topic? Put it in the chat room. Brandy, what do you got coming up this week for games and videos?
I don't even know. No, really, who knows at this point? GameStop. I talked a lot about GameStop. I had a lot of great comments. Some of the comments I want to say were probably about a couple paragraphs long. So I'm still working my way through that, but I do appreciate everyone who reached out on those. But I'll think of some other great things. I have some reviews and some other things that I want to get out there. And I have a new series that I want to start, but it has to be right, okay? You don't want to miss out because it's something different. I haven't seen it before. This is something crazy. So I can't wait till that comes out, but I got a little bit of work to do before, that does. But yeah, if you guys want to watch it, just come on over and subscribe and check out the videos.
Let's get her to 20,000. She's 30 away. Can we make that happen? If you're listening to this, if you're listening to the podcast, let's get her to 20,000.
Yeah, tonight. Just a couple more. That's all I need.
Yeah, and guys, again, this is just our opinion. Just like PNX World is saying, like, you can't force someone to like something that we like or dislike. This is just opinion based, and everybody has an opinion. However, I do think a good controversial topic that we could discuss and see what the chat room thinks is, what do you consider retro? I think we could get a good discussion going on what because I think everybody's opinion of retro is different. Some people say it's anything 20 years and older. Some people say it starts at a certain system,
not disc.
Yeah. So what do you guys think? Would you want to discuss that?
Yeah, what happens as we keep getting into new consoles?
Right.
And
what do you consider retro? How do you gauge it?
Yeah, true. We could do something like that.
So if you guys want to do that, because I saw somebody in the chat room here said, I wish I knew what the topic was before next Monday. Well, if you guys want to hear that, if you want to get into that discussion, we can do that next week, and you guys can get your videos in. So, RXtro, let's no, don't start putting don't put your answers in now. Bring that conversation back next week.
And if anyone wants to send a clip,
send us a video. I don't care if it's the same people you want to send. Kevin, you have a phone. You know how to use it. Let's go. Let's get some videos sent in to either me or Brandy. You can send them over Facebook. Daryl, you too. Crime Fighter. Rob, Retro Rob. Can we raise him back up? I know Rob's next guest, but can we raise him up a little bit?
Yeah, tell us what retro is.
Come on, Rob. Some of you guys out there got an opinion. We want to play it. Listen, the more opinions we get, the less we have to talk. Jason, you too. Jason, you too. Let's go get some videos. We love to hear the feedback because we'll listen to it. And you can send it via email, steve@thetechbuzz.net if you don't have Facebook or anything else. And or send it to Brandy if you're on one of the social medias. If you send it to me, you can put it in a Dropbox link or Google Drive, or just send it an email, however you want to do that. He doesn't like being on camera, yet he does a camera interview show.
That's funny.
I think this is a good topic. What do you consider retro, Mr. RC Cola?
And what's like real old? Is it ancient, like my co-host over here, or what do we call that?
That's a good point, though, Brandy, because what I consider retro may not be what you consider retro, and my kids, they kind of look at. Well, I don't want to spoil it. We'll talk about that next week.
We're getting more on that. This is going to be a whole thing. I got some things to say. Let me
shave the beard. No, I'm keeping the beard.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, bring your opinions. Give us some video. Let's go. And I don't know if I'll have a video this week or not. I've been working on some other stuff, so we'll see. Appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll see you next week. have a good rest of your week. Oh, that was a good show. That was a long show. What are you doing here? The show's over. What are you doing? Go away. What are you doing? Do you see this? Look.
What are you doing in there?
Why are you here? The show is over. Go home.
Go away.
Get lost.
Oh my gosh. Just in our house?
Yeah, go away.
Wonder how much more I can actually fit into this shower here. I feel like I have plenty of room to go ahead and put more stuff. Wait, why are you guys here? You guys aren't supposed to see this. I'm not doing anything in here. This isn't storage. You guys need to get out of here. Go. Go home. Go. Get out of here. Stop watching. You don't need to see anything in here.